Hello Aries, this is Olivia from DOS Tarot. I'm here to do a reading for you. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody because I read for the masses. So don't try to make it fit. If it doesn't resonate with you, you can go and look at the signs for your moon, rising, and Venus. And you may get a combination that makes it all work for you. Or it might be one or the other. I am going to be listing the link for astro.com so that you can do a search for a free birth chart so that you can find that information for yourself. It will be in the description box below. And if you like the video, please like it. And if you would, subscribe. And don't forget to hit that little bell so that you get notifications whenever I post the readings. I did want to take out a Soul's Journey Oracle. I want to see if we can find out what it is that Aries needs to know the most. What is it that Aries will need to find out? What is most important for Aries? What is most important for Aries? This reading will be for June the 7th through the 13th. Surrender. It says, I can release my need to control. I can release. So we'll watch and see if that's what we get in the reading. Trying to think. I did indicate at one time that I was going to just read it, the first of the month and then middle, but I can't. I have to read. I enjoy it that much. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay. What is it that we have for Aries? Ooh, the Eight of Wands in reverse. There's a lack of communications. It could also indicate, when it's in the reverse, those are spears that are headed to land. They're called emotional or love spears. There could be a blockage. Somebody might have blocked someone. But until we go further, I won't know what that is. I don't like to see when there's no communications. Ooh. Okay, and again, we're going to do Aries on this side and their other person. And then I'll do the 4-card layout for a potential outcome for Aries. Oh, look at there. These are love spears because somebody's got the Page of Cups. This is a new beginning in love. Now, the fish in the cup indicates that it's somebody that's probably immature and they like to have a lot of fun, and it's lightheartedness. So don't take it too serious. Oh my gosh. And this is so contradicting. The King of Cups in reverse, it's still the King of Cups, but in reverse he's emotionally not stable. He easily jumps into arguments. He doesn't always express himself clear when he's in the reverse because his emotions are all over the place. I'm not going to say that he's bitter or angry or anything like that. It's just that something has thrown him off. He's out of balance. One more card. He may be working on it. The Eight of Pentacles is about doing detailed work. This is somebody that's been trained in doing like apprentice type work, down to the nitty gritty detail. If one's not right, it's ditched. So let's see what this is about. Is this the King is trying to find work, perhaps? And this could be a king or a queen. Don't get stuck on the gender. And then we have somebody that's been, well, the reverse Pentacles talks about somebody that is losing control of something, or their money, or their emotions. Ooh. Both sides are very emotional at this point. I'm wondering if something has happened. Let's keep going. There's been a lot of pain, a lot of hurtful pain. Now, this could be between the two of you, or this could also be from an outside source. I kind of feel like there's an apology being offered to you, Aries. That's what I feel. And then we have someone's headed out. The Knight of Swords is rushing in or rushing out, because when it's headed out of the playing field, it tells me that someone's, and probably you, Aries, is headed out to deliver a message that's true. We'll see if we can find out what that is too. It is a truthful message, so whatever it is that either you're bringing to someone, Aries, or someone's bringing it into you, you can trust it. It's the truth. Oh my gosh. I'm just thinking that the Ten of Swords is talking about lack of truths, or not knowing. Maybe the King of Cups has, or King or Queen has delivered this message to you, Aries, to get you out of this, because the Ten of Swords in reverse is starting to diminish. It's on the last phase. It's almost over. Perhaps you needed the truth in order for that to be relieved, because you were out of balance as well, emotionally out of balance with the water. Wow, what's happening? Now, the Queen of Swords. Now, this is somebody that does speak their truth. They're not afraid to say right off the tip of their tongue exactly what the truth is. They don't always care if it hurts or if it offends somebody. For them, it's the truth. They're not going to butterfly it all up. It's the truth. Wow. Judgment call. This is divinely driven. So there's going to be a judgment call against you. And when I say against you, Aries, it doesn't mean it's going to be a negative judgment. What they're doing is they're resurrecting you, and you need to make sure that you've been walking within integrity. It's also what's called an awakening, where you have an epiphany and something comes to you. It's like all of a sudden, and it could be part of this message that triggers the epiphany. There is some confusion on your person's side. They're lost, which explains why he is in reverse. It could have been that he made a kind of like a emotional apology, and it didn't go well with you, Aries. And now he's lost. He doesn't know what to do. He's gonna work on trying to figure out what it is, which he may have done that, and he's finally figured out what the truth is that he needs to speak, which is why he's sending you this message. Now, even though he has sent you this message, there's still some confusion. Or it could be that there are other options that he's looking at. I don't know about that. Let's just keep going. But the judgment is done by the divine. Wow. There's going to be a new beginning here. Maybe there will be an acceptance of the emotional offer of love. The Eight of Wands in reverse in this situation, I believe, was a lack of communications. Sometimes that happens when somebody ghosts another person. And perhaps it was done by the King of Cups. And he's had to apologize to you about it. And apparently you rejected. You weren't happy with that answer. He felt hurt, and I think he's trying to figure out, he's working on it and trying to figure out it doesn't explain to me why he ghosted. Unless it was because he was busy working. And there could have been a situation where with these times, if you don't have a job, if you get an offer, you might have to just start right away. And perhaps that's what happened here. Maybe he's actually overworking. Because a lot of times this is referred to as the morning till night type of work where it's non-stop. And he wants to make that message clear to you that that's what's happened. But it seems like, Aries, you're not accepting it very well. You felt like there was too much juggling maybe between this person's work and the relationship. You felt betrayed to some degree. And I do believe that this Knight coming in is giving you the message that here's the truth, this is what happened. And you can see that it's exactly across from the work. He could have been saying, hey look, I had work, I had to get it done. So the judgment can also be a reconciliation. Maybe there's an apology accepted. There's two people here that are very sensitive. Very sensitive. In Aries, I feel like you're probably a little bit more sensitive. So with the resurrection, there is going to be a new beginning between the two of you. And this was confusion because your person didn't know how to respond after they spoke to the truth and it was still no answer. It's like, what is going on here? What's going to happen now? But with the Ace of Wands, this talks about a new passionate beginning. Now, let's see if we can find out with the joining card in the middle here, how is this going to merge this together? Somebody here is the Queen of Wands. I'm guessing that's probably you, Aries. Now remember, it could be male or female. When it comes to gender, you flip it according to how it works for you. This could be the King. The Queen of Wands is somebody that's very beautiful, very intelligent. She could be she could work with computers. She could be a supervisor. She could be a CEO. She's got that self-determination. She is kind of the energy that she doesn't stop. Interesting. But how does that connect? The two of you? That just tells me that this could be Aries. Father, Queen of Wands. Oh no. Queen of Wands may be deciding to take off into another direction. Hence, this could be the confusion for your other person. Aries, you may be deciding that it's too little too late. Maybe this has happened many times before. Maybe you had an insecurity about it. The judgment call, you may have made that judgment call on them and you decided that it's not a good enough answer, or perhaps it's been happening too many times and you're tired of juggling his work or her work between the work and the relationship. The juggling's gotten to be too much. It was too much. Too many thoughts were going into your mind, Aries. You were overthinking it probably. And when the lack of communications came in, it just hit a trigger. Now, remember the card here. Before I read that again, I'm going to see if we can find out from here in the middle. Is there something else that can overall read this, blend this? Looks like there's going to be a celebration. This might have just... Now, the Six of Swords is talking about moving away from rough waters and heading out to paradise or wherever. It usually is not it can be a physical move, but it can also just be a psychological move because of the swords. So keep that in mind. Let's do the 4-card layout and see what we have for the potential outcome. Well, there you are, Aries. The Emperor. Let me scoot that up there. Can that... Okay. The Emperor. Now, he's the one that's always in control. Not in a negative way, but he runs it's like if he runs his household. He needs to know how things are going, what's happening, who's doing what. Is everything stable? Are we all balanced here? Is everything good? And if that's the kind of energy that you're showing, Aries, it doesn't surprise me that you would be a little concerned about this reaction from your other person. And it shows you taking a break. You need to rest for a little bit. Maybe you were tired and maybe that's why you jumped to conclusions, perhaps. Now remember too, you can flip, when I say Aries and your person, it could flip too because it's just a general reading. This is the Hermit. Maybe before you think about actually making a move, maybe you've come to the conclusion that you need to get things back into order and balance. I'm going to take a time out, take a rest, and then I'm going to go in internally and do self-reflecting and see where am I at this point in my life? Is this where I want to be? Is this what I can put up with? Is this what I can deal with? I think it's just a misunderstanding. I really feel like that. Temperance. The divine is stepping in. The divine, or the angel Archmichael, he says, just wait a minute. Have patience. We're going to get this balanced out, which is what he wants. He may have it some time manifested the divine coming in to help balance it out. This is how I felt before I even laid this. It felt like it was just not, it's not facts. It's like somebody's just overthinking over here. And it confused the heck out of your person. And then you might have threatened that you were going to move or something. But with the Ace of Wands, this tells me you were looking at you were hoping for that's what you're doing here. You are hoping for a new beginning. You're hoping that the two of you can come back together. That's exactly what it is. And the celebration here would explain that as well. This was just an overreaction. Oh gosh, look at this card now. It makes sense. I can release my need to control. And I think, Aries, that's maybe what you need to think about. Don't jump off, don't, what is that expression? Jump the gun, or whatever that expression is. I don't mean to use that word in a negative way, but oh my gosh, look at the bottom of the deck. There's a possible marriage here. Is this a marriage? Or is this something that you guys are thinking about, or you're thinking about, Aries? You need to have that conversation if it is, if you're not already married. I'm going to go ahead and pull. Let's do the Lover's Oracle. I just want to find out what this connection, why did it get so offhanded? It just didn't make sense. Like somebody overreacted impulsively and mentally. But if it happens a lot, I can understand that. I really can. And the juggling, I can understand that too. But if it's a love connection, and maybe it's not a love connection, it seems like it, or a partner. Let's get one card from the Lover's Oracle for Aries. What is it that Aries needs to be aware of? One card for Aries. That's like 3. 4. I would have taken it for 3. Let's see what we have. The first one out would have been this one. Okay, it says don't make decisions based on guilt or what you think you should do, for it is only in being true to yourself that you can be true to others. That's interesting. In other words, don't feel guilty. Don't jump the gun. Okay, and the second one that reads out, I'm making sure it's not glaring. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. Oh my gosh. And the last one. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. When you pass from this world, you take nothing with you but your soul and the memories you have shared with those you love. So be careful. Don't ever jump the gun. Don't overjudge. It was purely, simply a misunderstanding. And I think that's what I'm going to label this. All right, that's what I have for you, Aries. Thanks for watching. And if you liked, please like, and please don't forget to subscribe below and hit that bell for notifications. All right, thanks again. See you next time. Namaste.